Today I'm going to show you the other 4 styles that come in this same cap. You'll notice how there's not a lot of layering. You can create a part line, and this one has a gorgeous long wave pattern. Belinda hand tied is a light density. It is super lightweight. This is going to be fantastic for you if you have sensitive skin. So if you are looking for comfort, this cap has that for sure. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm here to talk about Envy's new number ones collection that they have out in their brand new Atelier Swiss Caps. But before I jump into all of it, I'm gonna remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. So earlier this week, I just posted a video that talks all about Charlotte hand tied, which is a part of their number ones collection with these new Atelier Swiss Caps by Envy. But in that video, I told you I would be coming back to make sure I showed you all of the styles in this number ones collection that they have. So I would encourage you to go back to that video that talks all about Charlotte hand tied, and it also breaks down how it differs from Envy's original Charlotte. And on top of that, it talks all about the Atelier Swiss Caps that we see here on this cap and on the rest of the caps that I'm going to show you today. Now, in case you didn't watch that video or you're not feeling like going back and watching it, and just so we're not all left in the dark here, Envy has just, like I said, come out with this new number ones collection. And what they've done is they've taken 5 of their most popular styles and they have put those styles on a brand new hand-tied cap that they've created and that they're calling their Atelier Swiss Cap. So I will give you a breakdown of that cap here, show you what it's all about, and then we're just gonna do a quick little showcase of the styles that come in this cap so that you can see. So this Atelier Swiss Cap is going to have Swiss lace on the front here. This is different from your typical monofilament lace front that you would normally see on a lot of these bigger brands that have that lace front. So this is Swiss lace. It is going to be a softer, more pliable lace, and this is going to be fantastic for you if you have sensitive skin and if you find that the monofilament lace fronts are a little bit too pokey, a little bit too harsh on your skin. So this is going to be really nice and soft and feel great on your skin. However, that being said, I do find that this lace is a little bit more noticeable. So I'm coming up nice and close here so you can see. On my skin, it does not blend in quite as much. And you're gonna see that this lace has more of a hexagon pattern as opposed to a crisscross pattern that you would see on a monofilament. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. Comfort might be your biggest thing. And if so, you're gonna love this. If you're looking to have the lace blend a little bit more and the knotting be a little bit more seamless, then you might not love this as much. Let's jump into everything else about these caps though. You're also going to have a double layered hand tied top that is made with this tulle material. So there's 2 layers here. Again, it is nice and soft, great also for sensitive skin, sensitive scalps, anyone who has major hair loss or no hair at all. You're gonna feel the softness of this on the top of your head. So if you are looking for comfort, this cap has that for sure. The one thing to note though about these hand-tied tops is that the knotting that you're going to find on the top where you're able to part it anywhere you want is the knotting is tied into clusters, which means that you're gonna see more than one piece of fiber on one knot, making the knotting a little bit larger. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. Some people don't mind it. Some people are bothered by it. At the end of the day, it's up to you and how you feel the most confident. You will find though that if you have a style in a color that is dark, or if you have a style in a color that has dark rooting, where the knots are, of course, the knotting is going to be more visible. So if you don't want that knotting to look as harsh and as large, then you might need to look at a lighter color. Okay, aside from that, you're going to have a nice seamless transition from your hand-tied top to your hand-tied cap. So you have this silicone strip all the way around, and that ensures that you don't have like a bulky seam there. Like I said, it is nice and seamless, has that nice seamless transition from your hand-tied top into your hand-tied cap on this mesh material here. So then we're gonna go into this hand-tied cap. We have all of the fibers, like on any hand-tied cap, you guys, you're gonna see cluster knots all over the hand-tied cap part. So don't be alarmed when you realize that the whole cap is cluster knots, because that is how a hand-tied cap is typically made, especially with these bigger name brand wigs. So you're gonna have this hand-tied cap here, not very stretchy up here, not very stretchy in the bottom, but you do have stretch in that center panel. And again, all of this is designed for comfort. So this is really gonna feel comfortable on your head. So if that is something that is really important to you, then this is going to be fantastic for you. You're also gonna have your extended felt nape with your removable silicone. Really great for people who don't have a lot of hair or don't have any hair. I really love having the silicone. It helps me feel like my wig is a little bit more secure on my head and just gripping to me a little bit better. But if you don't like that silicone, you can remove it, you can take it off just with scissors or a seam ripper. Then you have your Velcro adjusters that you can loosen and tighten your wig. And then I also didn't really talk about the silicone ear tabs here. So again, really great if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of hair, doesn't have any hair. Really nice to help sort of suck against your head and help it feel like it's staying in place, and also great to add some adhesive to if you want it to stick there a little bit more easily. Now, I'm holding Charlotte hand tied here. And if you want to see more of Charlotte, like I said, go back to my video that I just did all about Charlotte hand tied. I show you everything and compare it to the original Charlotte. But today I'm going to show you the other 4 styles pretty quickly that come in this same hat. So right now I'm wearing the wig called Belinda hand tied, and this is in the color called Toasted Sesame. Now Belinda hand tied is a light density. It is super lightweight on, and you're not going to have any permatease. So you're not going to have any permatease anytime you have hand-tied features on a wig. And of course, this one is completely hand-tied. I love this style just for an easy, everyday, just put on and go kind of a style, especially if you're someone who does like the longer hair. Obviously, the shorter styles, you know, the ones above your shoulders, mid-length kind of a style, those are gonna be the easiest to throw on and go, head out the door, not fuss too much over it kind of a style. But as for a longer style, this one is great. It is made with regular synthetic fiber, so you're gonna have a little bit of extra shine to it. However, that being said, I don't notice on this color, particularly on Belinda, that the shine is overwhelming. I mean, I have seen some wigs with synthetic fiber, like regular synthetic fiber, where the shine is like a little bit blinding. This one is not too bad, but if it does bother you, you can always spray it with some dry shampoo or dust it with some baby powder or some cornstarch, spread it out, work it in there, and that helps a little bit with the shine and helping reduce it just a little bit. Let me give you a good spin here so you can take a good look at Belinda. Now, one thing about regular synthetic fiber that all of these styles are going to be made out of is that they're going to be a little bit more durable than heat-friendly synthetic fiber. So if you have a longer style like Belinda, and actually like the couple more that I'm going to show you, Brianna and Maya that I have here, you are probably going to really enjoy the fact that these regular synthetic fibers don't clump up as much, don't get as frizzy and frazzly at the ends, and don't tangle quite as much as heat-friendly synthetic fiber. So even though I'm someone that honestly typically will wear a heat-friendly synthetic fiber due to its more realistic luster, like its lack of shine, I still appreciate the durability and the pros of a regular synthetic fiber. And honestly, it is, in my opinion, more ideal to have a longer style in a regular synthetic because, like I said, it's not going to tangle as much, it's not going to frizz as much, and it's not going to clump as much. And on top of it all, you're not going to have to maintain it with heat quite as often to get it looking fantastic again. Okay, I know I showed this lace front earlier, but let's take one more look at it again. I know, like, for me, I can see the netting on my skin from that Swiss lace there. So if that is something that bothers you, you could trim it back just a little bit maybe, and it might help your situation. And then of course, this is what your hand-tied top is going to look like on the top when you part it. Belinda is going to have these longer layers in the front and some layering also throughout your style too. So the ends are nice and lightweight and feathered due to all the layering throughout this longer style. All right, next up we have Brianna hand-tied, exact same cap. So I'm not even gonna go and show it to you because if you wanna look at it again, you can just rewatch the beginning. But this is Brianna hand-tied on the new Atelier Swiss Cap by Envy. And this one has a gorgeous long wave pattern. So if you are into these long styles, you might just love Brianna here. And like I was talking about earlier, the longevity and the durability of regular synthetic fiber, I find that especially beneficial on long wavy and long curly styles. If you have long wavy or long curly heat-friendly synthetic styles, those can be very hard to maintain and keep up with. And like I said, they get tangly, they get frizzy, they get clumpy and frazzly. And having to use heat on heat-friendly synthetic styles to get rid of the frizz and maintain the ends can be very tedious and tricky for a lot of women. So a long regular synthetic style is honestly a little bit more ideal in terms of maintenance and longevity. You're not going to have to apply heat to this like you would on a heat-friendly synthetic. You will find that over time it is going to get frizzy, it will tangle still, and you will eventually likely need to add type of heat to it to help the fiber kind of get back to that nice and smooth feeling. And in doing so, you're probably going to want to use something like a steamer. Regular synthetic fibers can withstand wet heat very easily, so even a fabric steamer works just fine. Or you can use something like Envy's 3-in-1 air styler that is designed specifically for regular synthetic fibers. So Brianna is gonna have a little bit of this shorter layering in the front here, which honestly would be great for an updo. You can bring that forward and it's going to help you feel like it's a little bit more natural in the front, and then you don't really see any of that lace here. I'll give you a peek at this lace front. So really great for a really pretty updo. And then throughout the style, you have a little bit of layering. Again, in the front, a little bit throughout at that similar length, but just overall this long wavy style. Let me give you a spin. And now I know I forgot to tell you that this is in the color Honey Breeze, and we do have some rooting on this, which means that the knotting on the top might be just a little bit more visible because you do have that darker fiber here. Anyways, that is all I'm gonna share about Brianna hand-tied. Okay, next up I have Maya hand-tied. Again, same cap, but there's one minor difference I wanna show you. At the nape, you do not have silicone there. It is just a felt nape there. It's not even an extended nape. You do have your Velcro adjusters, but no silicone and not extended. But the rest of the cap is exactly the same. So let me go ahead, put Maya on, and this is in the color Prosecco. And on Prosecco, you're also gonna have a little bit of rooting here. All right, let me give you a peek here again at this lace front. I mean, at the end of the day, all of these Swiss lace fronts are going to look the same on me. But here you go. There's that lace front on this. And then we'll take a look at your hand-tied top here so you can see what this color will look like in your roots. So with all of these styles, I think I've mentioned already, but I'll mention again, there's no permatease because these are hand-tied caps. So with hand-tied features on a cap, you're not gonna have any permatease. So these are all gonna lay pretty low profile, sit pretty flush to your head. And overall, the density on Maya, you're gonna find this to be a low to medium density. There's not too much hair on here. It doesn't feel too overwhelming and too bulky at all. Let me give you a spin though. And as I spin, you'll notice how there's not a lot of layering in Maya. You find like a teensy bit in the front, just a couple inches shorter, but throughout the style, this is more of a one length kind of a style. If you are into updos, I wouldn't suggest Maya as much as I would suggest Brianna that I just showed you. But Brianna is gonna be longer than Maya is. But let me give you a spin. Now, in regards to the fit of all of these caps, I do find that these are fitting average, leaning a little bit bigger. So I am a petite size, and I find that just by like gently lifting these up, these come off of me pretty easily. But again, I have not adjusted the Velcro at all on these. If I were to do that, that is going to help this fit me a lot better as a petite size. But still, with that, I'm gonna have some bulkiness in the cap. So if you are a petite, yes, you can make this work by bringing the adjusters in, but you will have some extra cap likely in the back. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you Tiffany hand tied. So Tiffany hand tied is gonna be the shortest style out of this number one's collection here, but there is a little bit of a difference in this cap too. The top, the lace front, the ear tabs, the nape are the same, but this is a partially hand-tied cap. And that means you're going to have a hand-tied feature in the top portion, and you're gonna have closed wefting in the bottom here. So that's going to bring the price down a little bit and create a little bit more structure to the style. And sometimes that's a little bit needed on these shorter styles, but let's put her on. And I have this here in the color Sparkling Champagne. Sparkling Champagne has a little bit of a root, but I do appreciate that the rooting on this is a really nice kind of lighter brown. All right, so Tiffany hand tied here has some bangs that you could bring forward, or they're kind of long enough that you can kind of sweep them to the side a little bit, but I feel like they are fighting me to come forward on this one. This is a style that I feel in general with pixie styles, you don't necessarily need a part line. You can have a part. You can create a part line and style it like that, but also with pixies, you can kind of mess it up a bit to not even really have a part. I do feel like Tiffany on me, this one in particular, I would need to play around with this one a little bit to make me feel a little bit better about it. I feel like the hair has a little bit of box hair, a little bit of cold set in it, and it doesn't really know what it wants to do at this point, but this is what she looks like. Let me give you a spin. And let's take a look at the lace front on this and your hand-tied top. All right, to end this video, I have put on Charlotte hand-tied in the color Cinnamon Toffee. Again, if you want to see more about the style, learn more about the style, go back and watch the video I just did on it so you can get more details. But hopefully this video was able to showcase all of the styles for you in Envy's new Atelier Swiss caps and kind of gives you pros and cons, the ups and downs of all of these styles and of this cap. But let me know below which style was your favorite. I think if I had to choose, I mean, Charlotte, I love Charlotte, but if we're taking Charlotte out of the mix, I feel like Belinda is my favorite one. That was the longer straight one, but how about you guys? Let me know what you think. I always love to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.